responsible for the death of David Correll, who died trying to help me escape. I sealed the fate of Max with a single wrong answer, and my father will be next. And what am I doing? Sitting here in a cell, waiting for it all to end. I hope it will be over soon.
Everyone should have their own stove door. It's a good thing I carry all kinds of stuff around with me. I was supposed to be buried there. I never dreamed that I would someday be looking down at my own grave. I'm glad I'm out of there. Even if it were the last hiding place on Earth, not even an army could make me climb back in. Looks like this is a guard's patrol route. From that position, the guard can not only watch the prison, but also has a perfect view of the inner courtyard too. Not the best conditions for getting out of here alive. If I were looking for the perfect example of an evil mastermind's dim-witted henchman, I'd say I've found him. What am I supposed to say to him? Hi, I'm not dead. Would you like to change that? The guard will spot me if I enter the inner courtyard, and I'd rather not imagine what that would lead to. A wooden bench. There are carvings on it, but I can't make them out from here. The guard will spot me if I enter the inner courtyard, and I'd rather not imagine what that would lead to. Time for an educational tidbit. Wild garlic is one of the first plants that bears feed on when they come out of hibernation, and is therefore also known as Allium ursinum, or bear's garlic. It is used for seasoning. End of lecture. The guard will spot me if I enter the inner courtyard, and I'd rather not imagine what that would lead to. The guard will spot me if I enter the inner courtyard, and I'd rather not imagine what that would lead to. The thermometer is displaying 19 degrees Celsius. Guess I'm shivering because of nerves rather than temperature then. The thing is fixed to the wall with brackets. This leads to the cellar. The guard will spot me if I enter the inner courtyard, and I'd rather not imagine what that would lead to. Looks like this is a guard's patrol route. Okay, let's say spade. Okay, let's say spade. If I'm too slow, he'll realize what I'm up to. If I don't hit him hard enough, he'll cry out. Either way, I'm done for. I had better look for another solution. I don't want to dig any deeper, and I don't want to fill it in. All I want to do is put as much distance between me and my own grave as possible. The charred remains of a doghouse. It's just a ruin, but even so, it is too bulky to carry around with me. If I start whacking away at the doghouse just like that, it will make a lot of noise. And if someone hears me, then they'll start whacking away at me. The gravestone bears the name Fifi. So this is where the dog is buried. Even dogs have a right to rest in peace. Even dogs have a right to rest in peace. There's nothing to see except solid bars and a wall beyond. There's no way I can squeeze through there. I'm far too muscular. Looks like this is a guard's patrol route. Well, hello. You're not mourning my death, are you?
Max! Max, you're alive!
Shh, not so loud. Otherwise, that might change pretty quickly.
Max, you have no idea how glad I am to see you.
Who would have thought I'd ever hear you say that? Miss Kalenkov, you amaze me.
Of course. You don't have any witnesses.
Never mind. If seeing me return from the dead makes you this happy, maybe I should do it more often.
Just as crazy as ever, I see.
Would you really want that to change?
No, not really. But how come you're still alive?
I'll explain later. For now, let's concentrate on finding a way out of here.
Agreed. Do you have a plan?
No, not yet. You know me. But we'll think of something.
Okay, but be quick about it. Pat Shelton might come back at any minute. By the way, in case I haven't mentioned it yet, I'm glad you're still alive.
I just love hearing you say that. I've got to think of a way to get Nina out of there before Pat Shelton comes back. No time to talk. Decisive action is what's needed now. The bars look pretty solid. There's no way to make them budge without very heavy equipment or dynamite. It's one of those nasty contraptions that will kill mice. Looking at the size of that piece of cheese, I'd rather not know what kind of monster-sized mice they're trying to catch here. I can't spring the trap from the outside, and I have no intention of sticking my delicate fingers in there while the mousetrap is set. Yes, this should work. That way I can spring the mousetrap and still keep all my fingers. I rather like that idea. I just saved an innocent little mouse from a gruesome fate and got a big piece of cheese as a reward. The cheese is unstuck, my fingers still whole. With skill and with luck, I have reached my goal. It stinks to high heaven. They say smelly cheeses have the strongest flavor, but with that stench, I'm not really keen on tasting it. Nina, would you like some cheese?
Thanks. but I was kind of hoping you'd get me out of here before I starve. I can wait. Alas, I cannot see his most prominent features from here. But even so, Max still appears incredibly handsome. I just hope that he's got a cunning plan for our escape. I certainly don't have one, so I had better not disturb his concentration. Ugh, that stuff smells horrible, but at least the little critters in there are keeping me company. Since I happen to be tied up, I would have a hard time doing that. An electronic combination lock. Since I happen to be tied up, I would have a hard time doing that. This button probably triggers the alarm. Since I happen to be tied up, I would have a hard time doing that. The door has come off. Nothing but decay and destruction here. Since I happen to be tied up, I would have a hard time doing that. A simple robe made of coarse fabric. Since I happen to be tied up, I would have a hard time doing that. That's the way to freedom. But there's still a guard between me and freedom, not to mention a few iron bars and the ties that bind me. I think I'm going to call the guard. Hello?
What's up? Why are you yelling like that?
I'm hungry.
And I'm thirsty.
Yes, but unlike me, you can go and get yourself a drink. When I get hungry, I have to rely on you to bring me some food.
That's just too bad.
Starving prisoners constitutes torture, and that's against the Geneva Convention.
Geneva what?
The Geneva Convention. You know, human rights and all that.
Never heard of it, and not interested either.
You don't have to be. All you have to be interested in is the fact that I'm hungry.
You're getting on my nerves.
I know. Do I get to eat now?
No!
These restraints hurt a lot. Could you please untie me?
Are you yanking my chain?
No. Why?
If I untie you, you're going to run away.
How would I do that? I'm still locked up in this cell. And I wouldn't stand a chance against a strong guy like you.
That's true.
Well?
No, I can't. The boss would kill me on the spot.
Would you mind telling me why you're keeping me prisoner here? What do you want with me?
That's none of your business.
Now look, I do think I have a right to know why I'm locked away in this cell.
I don't know, and I don't care.
What? You don't know either?
No, and I don't need to. All I know is you're not allowed to leave here. And it's my job to keep an eye on you. That's enough. Anything else?
Don't you even care why innocent people are being imprisoned here?
No. I care about how Tom Tomsk played. That's all.
Tom-toms? Are you learning to play the drums then?
Huh? Tom Tomsk is my local club. Perhaps not Russia's most successful soccer team, but undoubtedly the best.
People are being held here against their will, and all you care about is soccer?
Yes. Anything else?
I'm freezing. In fact, I fully expect to die of exposure in just a few minutes.
Tough luck. This stove hasn't been working for years.
I somehow don't think your boss will be very happy when he comes back and finds his informant frozen to death.
Stop whining already. It's not all that cold in here.
Oh, sure. You can keep warm by moving around. I don't have that option for obvious reasons.
I am totally convinced that you're just trying to annoy me. But fine. I'll have a look at the thermometer. I thought so. It's almost 20 degrees in here. You're nothing but a pathetic crybaby.
Fine, so I'm a crybaby. Can I have something to warm me up anyway?
No. Russians never feel cold when it is this warm.
That will do for now. Go ahead. Leave me to my misery.
As you say.
There's a storeroom behind it. An old shelf. 2 empty sacks. This is used to cool bruises and sprains. This is used to cool bruises and sprains. The thermometer is displaying 19 degrees Celsius. Guess I'm shivering because of nerves rather than temperature then. The temperature display has dropped down to 8 degrees. The thermometer reads 8 degrees Celsius now, thanks to the ice spray.
My stay in Paris wasn't so bad, but will I ever get out of here alive? I think I'm going to call the guard. Hello?
What's up? Why are you yelling like that?
Weren't you planning to get me something to eat?
I'll give you a taste of my fist in a minute.
It's against the Geneva Convention to use violence against prisoners.
I'm sure I'm not the only one here who doesn't give a hoot about your Geneva whatever.
You may have a point there. Will you give me something to eat anyway?
No.
These restraints are really hurting me. Couldn't you loosen them just a bit?
If I do that, I'll lose my job again. I'm glad I ever got another in the first place.
I won't tell anyone. I promise.
No, better not. Ask the boss when he comes back.
So you really have no idea why I'm being held prisoner here?
Not a clue.
Wouldn't you like to know? You must be curious.
No. I'm curious to know how Tom Tomsk played. I don't care about anything else.
I guess I'll never understand what's so great about watching 22 people chase after a piece of leather.
That's because women just don't understand soccer.
It's cold in here. Not just a bit chilly, but really freezing.
Cold? It sometimes gets cold in January in Siberia.
Very funny. But you'll soon stop laughing when your boss finds out I can't help him anymore, because I've frozen to death. I'll give you 3 guesses who's going to be blamed for that. I sure wouldn't like to be in your shoes.
All right, have it your way. I'll go and check. But you had better not be pulling my leg.
Yes, sure.
What do you know? You're right. Looks like the temperature has dropped quite a bit. It's down to a mere 8 degrees Celsius now. That's odd. I still feel cozy and warm.
It's probably the vodka. So, can I have something to warm me up now?
Share my vodka? Forget it! But I'm sure that nobody needs this cowl here. I can cover you with that. Don't do anything stupid, though. Right. And now, be quiet.
All right. Thanks. That will do for now. Go ahead. Leave me to my misery.
As you say.
A simple robe made of coarse fabric.
I think the members of the sect wear these hooded robes to hide their ugly faces. That's actually very considerate of them. I would love to oblige, but I don't have extendable arms. Nina,
Yes?
you look a little warm. Wouldn't you like to take something off?
Is that all you can think about, even in this situation?
Not really, but for now, the cowl is most important. I'll see to the rest later.
Don't you dare.
I love it when you're helpless. I've got the cowl, and Nina is cold again. Life is all about giving and taking. I think the members of the sect wear these hooded robes to hide their ugly faces. That's actually very considerate of them. It's the perfect disguise, as long as I'm not forced to remove the hood. This leads to the cellar. The hatch is secured with a heavy padlock. There's no way I can get it open. Neither the guard outside the door nor the ones in the tower are going to let me waltz into Shelton's command center just like that. How do I talk to him? Maybe I should pretend I'm a member of Puritas Cordis. But how do those people talk? He doesn't look very bright to me. I'll try the redneck approach then.
Hi there. Who are you? Don't think I know you. You new?
Hi. Well, not really new. But I don't know you either. Are you one of them?
Them?
You know, those sect people.
Sect people? You mean Puritas Cordis, so you're not with them?
No, I was just hired as a guard. Weren't you? Then maybe you can tell me something about Puritas whatever?
Can I? Not really.
No, I'm just a simple guard, too. I don't know what exactly they're up to.
Okay, that's a relief.
Why? You got a problem with them?
No, they always pay my wages right on time. Still, I find them a little creepy.
What's with that odd grave in the backyard?
You mean where the dog is buried?
Yes.
Apparently, lightning struck the doghouse when Shelton was having another of his tantrums. He was yelling something about punishment from above just because one of the guards overslept by a few minutes.
And?
Well, the guard seemed to be quite unperturbed. That's when Shelton really flipped and threatened him with eternal damnation. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the doghouse right next to the guard. The guy suffered severe burns, and the dog was grilled alive.
Oh.
The charred remains of the doghouse and the dog's grave have served as a kind of memorial ever since. And it works, too. I, for one, wouldn't dream of crossing Shelton.
What a weird story. Was that bolt of lightning just a coincidence, or...
Who are you guarding, anyway?
I don't know, but the boss dragged her in himself.
The boss?
Pat Shelton, of course.
Right. And you really don't know who she is?
No, I somehow get the feeling that I've seen this kid somewhere before, but that's next to impossible.
Can I have a look at the prisoner?
No way. The boss said maximum security. No one is allowed in except the boss himself and his deputy.
Aw, come on. Just 5 minutes. Nobody has to know.
No, I don't want to lose my job again.
You said you lost your job before, right?
Don't remind me.
Come on, tell me about it. How did it happen?
I had the perfect job. Not too much to do, and I was able to focus on the really important things in life while I worked.
Such as?
Soccer and cheese soup.
Soccer and cheese soup?
Sure. I can't think of anything more important in life, can you?
I guess not.
You see? Other than that, all I had to do was keep an eye on a few patients now and then.
So, why did you lose your job?
It was rotten luck. One of the patients sneaked off during my shift. When they found out I had been watching soccer and eating cheese soup during working hours, they fired me.
How totally unfair.
Right. But since then, I've made up my mind never to watch soccer during working hours again.
But you can still have cheese soup, can't you?
Only in emergencies.
Shouldn't you go check if all is quiet behind the jail as well?
Who do you think you are? My boss?
No. But if anything happens because you weren't paying attention, I sure wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
You've got a point there. I'd better do my rounds.
The guard will be back from his patrol soon. I don't know how to explain my presence in the prison to him, and I don't have time to stage an escape. I'm sure he's not going to let me in just like that. This model was built long before the invention of color television, but at least it's battery operated. Should I turn the television on or take it with me? Looks like a snowstorm in black and white. Clearly the reception isn't very good here, and there's no sound. Should I turn the television off or take it with me? This model was built long before the invention of color television, but at least it's battery operated. A rickety old table. One of those wire contraptions you're given when you buy cheap clothes. One of those wire contraptions you're given when you buy cheap clothes. Use this as an aerial? Why not? It worked for my grandparents. This model was built long before the invention of color television, but at least it's battery operated. I'll put the television down here for now. Should Should I turn the television on or take it with me? There's some boring soccer game on TV. A team wearing black and white is playing against another team wearing white and black. There's no sound either, which might be a good thing, at least with certain soccer commentators.
Hey, pal. You okay?
Sure.
You still sore about losing your old job?
Yes. It looks really bad on my resume. I have to make very sure that I never let this kind of thing happen again.
Think you can do it?
I hope so. I've had the television removed from the prison so I won't get tempted to watch soccer during my shift ever again.
That's cool. I admire that, man. Can I have a look at the prisoner?
No way. The boss said maximum security. No one is allowed in except the boss himself and his deputy.
Aw, come on. Just 5 minutes. Nobody has to know.
No, I don't want to lose my job again.
Isn't it time you were doing your rounds?
What are you, some kind of slave driver?
I just want what's best for you.
All right, I'm going.
Should I turn the television off or take it with me? Did Pat Shelton use this for his sermons on television? Not that I really care. I'll put the television down here for now. Should I turn the television on or take it with me? There's some boring soccer game on TV. A team wearing black and white is playing against another team wearing white and black. There's no sound either, which might be a good thing, at least with certain soccer commentators.
Hey, pal. You okay?
Sure.
Isn't it time you were doing your rounds?
What are you, some kind of slave driver?
I just want what's best for you.
All right, I'm going.
The guard is distracted by the television. I'd better not bother him. It might put silly ideas in his head, like returning to his post at the prison. The guard is distracted by the television. I'd better not bother him. It might put silly ideas in his head, like returning to his post at the prison. I shouldn't take the guard's TV set away, or he might return to his post at the prison. Shelton's command center is that way, but so are several guards. The only one who can get past them is Pat Shelton himself. Hopefully, the soccer match will keep the guard busy for a while. I'd better make the most of it. I've got to think of a way to get Nina out of there before Pat Shelton comes back. No time to talk. Decisive action is what's needed now. A number pad for entering codes. There's a number pad here. I guess if you enter the right code, it will open the cell door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if this is the right code. Clearly that was the wrong code, but surely it can't be all that difficult. The guard doesn't seem to be all that bright after all. Maybe he wrote the combination down somewhere so he wouldn't forget. Looks like an alarm button. If I press the alarm button now, all the guards will be here in seconds. Not a good idea. Someone carved symbols into the wood. Is it some kind of language? I don't know. I can't make it out. An instant camera. Something of a museum piece in this age of digital photography. An instant camera. Something of a museum piece in this age of digital photography. Let's take a picture of these carved symbols. Maybe that will help. A photograph of the bench and the strange symbols carved into it. Nina, take a look at this photo, will you? Do these symbols mean anything to you?
What symbols? I can't see a thing. It's too dark.
Too bad. A handheld game console. It actually still works, but there's no game inserted. One of those handheld game consoles with background lighting. I've switched it on. There's no game module inserted, so all it shows is a flickering white screen. Good idea. This will illuminate the photo so it can be seen in the dark. The game console's flickering screen illuminates the photograph of the bench outside the prison. Nina, can you make out the symbols carved into the bench?
Symbols? That's Russian.
Sure. That's what I meant. So what does it say?
Snow White, soccer, and devil.
Snow White, soccer, and devil?
That's what it says.
But what does it mean?
Beats me. I suppose it could be some kind of mnemonic trick for remembering something important.
Yes, could be. A pile of soccer magazines, aptly titled 11 Friends. Soccer tips aren't going to help me now. I might as well leave them here. Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 666, the devil's number and its significance in mathematics, the 7 deadly sins, and 150 delicious microwave dishes. I haven't got time to sit and read. There's a number pad here. I guess if you enter the right code, it will open the cell door. 7 1 1 6 6 6. Let's see if this is the right code.
Fair princess, I have come to rescue you from the clutches of that evil dragon.
Max! My hero! Quick, untie me.
Have you got any idea how we can get out of here?
Out?
Yes, out. Or were you planning on staying for coffee?
I'm not leaving. You heard what Shelton is up to.
Sure, but what can we do? Shelton is sitting high and dry in his tower, and the place is swarming with guards. I don't think the two of us can frighten them off by just shouting, "Boo!"
Then we'll just have to think of something.
Nina, it's suicide.
My dad is at the UN General Assembly.
Okay, that does change things. It's still suicide, but of course, we've got to try. First, we need to get out of here before the guard comes back. Wait here. You can't go out into the yard without a cowl. And even if you were wearing it, your perfect figure would just be too easy to recognize.
Max.
They're all men here, remember? If someone speaks to you and you have to answer, you'll blow your cover.
So you expect me to just wait here, twiddling my thumbs?
I'll think of something, but until then, you stay here, okay?
Yes, but get a move on. We have to get into the tower as soon as we can and prevent the detonation of that volcano.
Patience. I'll find a way into the tower so we can stop Shelton.
An old sack. Smells like it might have contained potatoes at some time. An old sack. Smells like it might have contained potatoes at some time.
Nina, you may not like this at all, but I've got an idea.
What are you doing with that sack? You can't seriously think.
Unlike you, I have a perfect disguise. But what are we gonna do if someone comes in and sees you?
I don't know, but I do know that there is no way I'm climbing into that sack.
We could just sneak out of here, but you do want to save your father, don't you? That means we have to do everything in our power to foil this sick individual's plans. And we can only do that if we don't get caught.
But...
Have you got a better idea?
no, but...
Well then, in you go before they discover you and it's too late.
I left the sack back in the storeroom. It's safer that way for Nina, and better for my back. I know where to find the sack when I need it. It's not working anymore. And I'm not a diver who needs to carry ballast around with him. Oh, great. The guard is back in front of the prison. And now there's a guard at the tower's entrance, too. That doesn't make getting into the command center any easier. I guess there's nothing like a good challenge. The whimpering guard is blocking the entrance. I have a feeling my request to take a look inside would fall on deaf ears right now. There he sits, whining like a dog after someone stepped on its tail.
What's wrong with you? You're crying like a baby that's lost its teddy bear.
Why do these things always happen to me?
What is wrong?
Okay, I'll tell you, but keep it to yourself.
Don't worry. Tell me.
The prisoner got away!
Bummer.
Yes, again.
Again?
Yes, it's happened to me before. Back home.
That is really unfortunate.
Unfortunate. This is the end. Who is going to employ a prison guard whose prisoners keep escaping? See? My first job was just perfect. The building was secure, and I had nothing else to do all day but watch soccer and eat cheese soup. It was paradise.
Until Eve came along.
Eve? No, I think her name was Nina. Something like that anyway. I have no idea how she got away. And then I got a second chance here. And look what happened. When that chick was locked up here, I said to myself, Spivak, that kid looks a lot like the prisoner from back then. Better make sure this one doesn't give you the slip as well.
You know what they say. History repeats itself.
Still no idea where your prisoner went?
No, I've been trying to give up watching soccer during working hours since I took this job. But then, this TV set suddenly appeared, and there was a cup match going on between... Oh, never mind. It's all over now anyway.
Calm down. We'll find a way out of this. How about watching some soccer?
I've already tried that, but the batteries in the TV are dead. And I'm out of cheese soup, too.
Life can be so tough. Could you let me into the prison for a minute?
What for?
Maybe you overlooked something.
I didn't.
Come on, just let me take a look.
No, I'm just going to sit here and lament for a while.
Oh, great.
I'll go and look for your escapee.
I doubt you'll find her, but maybe you'll have more luck.
I left the sack back in the storeroom. It's safer that way for Nina, and better for my back. I know where to find the sack when I need it. The hatch is secured with a heavy padlock. There's no way I can get it open. He's guarding the entrance to Shelton's command center. Neither the guard outside the door nor the ones in the tower are going to let me waltz into Shelton's command center just like that.
Hi. Nice weather, isn't it?
Nice weather? It's going to come down in buckets any minute now.
Maybe so, but remember, rain is as much a gift from God as sunshine. It helps the plants grow and provides water for the thirsty.
Well, you've got a point. Are you one of us, then? I took you for just another of those mindless guards.
If I pretend to be a member of Puritas Cordis, I'll probably slip up pretty quickly. Or maybe not. Could it really work? I'll try a cautious approach.
Does it really matter whether I'm a member of Puritas Cordis or just a guard? Our pure hearts and firm faith are what bring us together.
Wisely spoken, brother. But between you and me, if you're not a guard, why have I never met you before? They gave me pictures of all the followers of Puritas Cordis on the estate, so I wouldn't let in anyone who's not supposed to be here. But I don't remember you at all. Take off your hood so I can get a better look at you.
Ugh, not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. How do I wheedle my way out of this one?
You are right, brother. Officially, I'm one of those mindless guards, but I'd like to become one of you.
Wonderful, but you'll have to be patient. Pat Shelton is up to his elbows in work right now, but I'd be happy to introduce you later. I'll even put in a good word for you.
I can't imagine how any amount of good words would persuade Shelton not to shoot me dead on sight.
That would be wonderful. I have a question for you, purely theoretical. What would happen if the prisoner escaped from her cell?
The warden in front of the jail, the one responsible for this sector, would push the alarm button inside.
What if, for some reason, he didn't push the button?
Oh, he would, believe me. Pat Shelton is a real stickler for the rules, and everyone here knows what will happen if they're not followed.
Still, it's possible.
No, you don't know Shelton. Besides, even if you're right, I'm not leaving my post unless the alarm is sounded. Otherwise, I'll be the one in trouble for not doing my duty.
Oh, okay. Your leader's a pretty busy man, isn't he?
Yes, it's really bad at the moment. So many public appearances, the press campaign, interviews on television, you name it. I really don't envy him. Not to mention all the organizing he has to do. Oh, and then those gripers were after him, and he had to take care of them too. But no matter how busy he is, he's always friendly and helpful, and willing to lend us an ear. You'll soon see what a wonderful person he is once you're one of us.
I can hardly wait. And there's that big plan he wants to put into action, right?
Big plan? What big plan?
You know, that New York thing.
New York? What are you talking about?
Does he really know nothing about the plan with the flood wave? But in that case, how is Shelton going to put his plan into action? It must take a lot of organizing, surely. Don't any of these people know what they're actually doing?
Oh, I heard rumors about a big plan involving the UN headquarters in New York, but maybe I got it wrong.
I don't know. I've never heard of such a plan. No one knows just what Shelton does up in his tower, or why he needs all that technical equipment.
But I know, and I also know I'm gonna find a way into that tower. And I certainly know what I'm going to do with Shelton once I get my hands on him.
Trust is very important to us. We know that we can entrust our fates to him because he protects us. We have proof of that every day, and that's what makes us the happiest people on God's earth.
Yes, blessed are the poor in spirit, but who can blame them? They're just trying to find a bit of strength and security in a world that's threatening to crumble with uncertainty. We simply must find a way into that tower if we're to stop Shelton. How we do it isn't all that important, but it's got to be soon, before it's too late.
What's that hatch for?
It leads down into the storage cellar. There's a coal chute behind the hatch.
A coal chute? Mind if I take a look?
Is there a new delivery of coal?
No, not that I know of.
Then why would I open the hatch?
You're right. There's really no need.
Oh well, but that could still be a way of getting inside the house.
I've got to do my rounds. See you later.
God be with you.
If the guard looks inside the sack, he'll spot Nina at once. I feel vaguely discontented and therefore increasingly frustrated and aggressive. I feel so much better now. Charred rubble that has been smashed to pieces. There's not much left to remind people that man's best friend used to live here. The burnt wood is much more portable now, but if I carry all that around with me, I'll soon look like a chimney sweep. There's nothing left to ruin. It might be a good idea to remove the evidence of my vandalism. The sack contains the charred, broken remains of the doghouse. I've got to create the impression that I work here, so I only need to pretend. The guard would just close the hatch again anyway, so that action would just be a waste of energy for very little purpose.
Nina, I'm gonna hide you in a second sack, filled with charred rubble. It's perfect camouflage. I'm sure no one will spot you.
You could have been a bit more careful.
I was as careful as I could be. Sorry.
All right, all right.
Nina is in the sack, which I placed in a second sack full of charred rubble. The whole thing is pretty heavy. I'll leave the sack in the storeroom for now and come back for it when I need it. Nina is in the sack, which I placed in a second sack full of charred rubble. The whole thing is pretty heavy. I'll leave the sack in the storeroom for now and come back for it when I need it.
Hey, could you open the hatch for me?
Why? Has the coal delivery arrived?
Sure. Why else would I be asking you to open the hatch?
Okay, hang on. I'll go get the key.
Okay, then I'll go get the coal sack.
Just let me take a quick look inside that coal sack.
Huh? What for?
Because the boss has ordered everything to be checked before it comes into the house or leaves it.
Including the coal sacks? What does he expect to find there? Undercover agents?
I know it seems a bit overcautious, but
Here, look. Nothing but coal.
yes, okay. In it goes.
I'll lower it as carefully as possible. I can only hope Nina won't fall too hard. And if she does, I hope she'll grit her teeth and not cry out. Let's see if I can find a window to the cellar room where Nina is. Nina, are you okay?
Could it be that you have always wanted to toss me down a coal chute?
You guessed it. You make my most secret dreams come true.
Next time you plan to make one of your dreams come true, give me some warning. Just so I can put on some padded clothes.
I'll keep that in mind. Can you see anything?
I'm going to take a look. Don't go too far away. I might need you.
Okay.
The coal heap I landed on. Looks like this is a pretty black day for me. A few lumps of coal. Max threw me down this hatch. When I get my hands on him... The hatch has been locked again. Well, I didn't get thrown down here just to climb straight out again. An old soldier's helmet. No earmuffs, no padding, no comfort. I hope I don't have to wear this. An old soldier's helmet. No earmuffs, no padding, no comfort. I hope I don't have to wear this. French white wine, I think. They're so fussy about age restrictions in computer games these days that I don't remember a whole lot about alcoholic beverages. French white wine, I think. They're so fussy about age restrictions in computer games these days that I don't remember a whole lot about alcoholic beverages. Handkerchiefs bearing the embroidered initials LN. Handkerchiefs bearing the embroidered initials LN. Max is up there. I can pass small items to him through the bars. I won't fit through the bars. And no, I have not put on weight. The door is locked, and there are guards outside.
What's wrong, Polly? Why all this noise? Usually only raise a ruckus whenever a stranger enters the room. But there's nobody here, so calm down.
The parrot starts screeching the minute it catches sight of me and I get too close. Very annoying. A birdcage inhabited by a very lively parrot.
What's wrong, Polly? Why all this noise? Usually only raise a ruckus whenever a stranger enters the room. But there's nobody here, so calm down.
The parrot starts screeching the minute it catches sight of me and I get too close. Very annoying. Max, I've got something for you.
Cole, no thanks. I think it's enough for one of us to get covered in the stuff. And since you so kindly volunteered.
Be thankful there are solid bars between us. Far too bulky to fit through those bars. Max, I've got something for you. Max, I've got something for you.
A bottle of white wine, Beaujolais Blanc, 2005 vintage to be exact. Old-fashioned cloth handkerchiefs.
Greetings, brother.
God be with you, brother-to-be.
I have a question for you, purely theoretical. What would happen if the prisoner escaped from her cell?
The warden in front of the jail, the one responsible for this sector, would push the alarm button inside.
What if, for some reason, he didn't push the button?
Oh, he would, believe me. Pat Shelton is a real stickler for the rules, and everyone here knows what will happen if they're not followed.
Still, it's possible.
No, you don't know Shelton. Besides, even if you're right, I'm not leaving my post unless the alarm is sounded. Otherwise, I'll be the one in trouble for not doing my duty.
Oh, okay. Don't any of you know what exactly Pat Shelton does?
We know that he will take care of us and lead us to a better future. When he thinks the time is right to tell us about his plans, he will.
But he's still in his tower, right?
I think so. Don't worry. I will introduce you to him as soon as he has a bit more time.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
We simply must find a way into that tower if we're to stop Shelton. How we do it isn't all that important, but it's got to be soon, before it's too late.
So the hatch is only opened when a new coal delivery arrives?
That's right. It is a coal chute, after all.
What if I get a new delivery?
Bring it here. I'll check it briefly, just to make sure it's okay. And then I'll open the hatch.
Okay, thanks for telling me. I've got to do my rounds. See you later.
God be with you.
He's guarding the entrance to Shelton's command center. There he sits, whining like a dog after someone stepped on its tail.
Feeling any better yet?
Better? I'm going to lose my job! And maybe more.
Cheer up. It's not the end of the world.
Do you think there's soccer and cheese soup in heaven?
Let me know when you get there. Still no trace of the runaway?
Nothing. And don't even think about trying to console me. I've got plenty of reasons to worry. No prisoner, no job, no soccer, and very soon, no teeth.
Look on the bright side. You don't need teeth to slurp cheese soup.
Funny. Really funny.
Could you let me into the prison for a minute?
What for?
Maybe you overlooked something.
I didn't.
Come on, just let me take a look.
No. I'm just going to sit here and lament for a while.
Oh, great.
I'll go and look for your escapee.
I doubt you'll find her, but maybe you'll have more luck.
This thing is so old, it's not even electric. It still works. Old-fashioned cloth handkerchiefs. I always wondered what good that needlework course I took at school would do me. Now I know. I used all the little handkerchiefs to make a patchwork quilt.
Hey, you want a piece of cheese?
No thanks. I only like cheese in soup.
Okay, if you say so.
A vase made of plastic. A vase made of plastic. Well, the vase is reasonably clean, so in it goes. I'm wondering what these ingredients are for. We shall see. Well, the vase is reasonably clean, so in it goes. I'm wondering what these ingredients are for. We shall see.
Nina, I've got something for you.
A patchwork quilt made up of sewn-together handkerchiefs. Max never ceases to amaze me with his many hidden talents.
What's wrong, Polly? Why all this noise? Usually only raise a ruckus whenever a stranger enters the room. But there's nobody here, so calm down.
The parrot starts screeching the minute it catches sight of me and I get too close. Very annoying.
Nina, I've got something for you. Nina, I've got something for you.
A useful tool for collecting trash. I know what special piece of trash I'd like to pick with it. An ordinary run-of-the-mill spade. It's almost new. The sheet Max sewed together is hanging from the picker. The quilt over the cage should keep the parrot quiet for a while. People used to cook meals on this. A long, long time ago.
Nina, I've got something for you.
I wonder what this is going to be in the end. Point 1, if this stuff is supposed to become halfway edible, it still needs a little something. Point 2, the vase is made of plastic and it would melt. The stove won't work without fuel. What? There's everything here that I need to light a fire? How odd. I usually have to go find some 5 million items first. But who's complaining? I'm sure it will be much harder the next time around. I like these old stoves. The fire provides such a cozy atmosphere. The stove should stay on for now. And please, no jokes about fire and redheads. I've heard plenty of those before. And so 2 ingredients in 2 containers become 2 ingredients in 1 container, just as long as I still know what I'm doing here. This looks tasty, as long as you keep your eyes closed. There's still a little something missing to make the stuff in here really delectable.
It's always a good idea to have some herbs handy. Not that I have the faintest clue what I might need them for. Time for an educational tidbit. Wild garlic is one of the first plants that bears feed on when they come out of hibernation, and is therefore also known as Allium ursinum, or bear's garlic. It is used for seasoning. End of lecture. Nina, I've got something for you.
some wild garlic. There, that doesn't look half bad. This doesn't look like anything you'd want to eat. Not yet, anyway. One of two things might happen. Either this will actually turn into cheese soup, or the whole caboodle will blow up in one big bang. Well, it didn't explode, and it doesn't even taste all that bad. I'm delighted. Hot, aromatic cheese soup. Far too bulky to fit through those bars. I'll pour some of this cheese soup into the vase. Mmm, delicious. Max, I've got something for you. Looks like someone was pretty successful at a track and field contest. It's probably not real gold, but still. Looks like someone was pretty successful at a track and field contest. It's probably not real gold, but still. Max, I've got something for you.
A few gold medals awarded to the winners of who knows what school sports competitions. A vase filled with Nina's cheese soup.
I brought some hot cheese soup to cheer you up.
Oh, thanks a lot, but first I should... Oh, never mind. The prisoner is gone anyway. No point in letting the tasty soup get cold.
He doesn't look too pleased. Not really surprising, I guess, considering his career as a jailer of heroes is about to come to an end. I'll just hide these medals in the straw. I tossed the gold medals in there, but they failed to make the moldy straw look more appealing. Phew. The smell might be an effective weapon, but I somehow think I'd be the first to pass out, so I'll just leave it there. Looks like an alarm button.
Keep away from the alarm button. I don't want them to know that another prisoner has escaped from under my nose.
They'll find out anyway, sooner or later.
I'd rather it was later.
Enjoying your cheese soup?
Yes, it's really good. But don't get your hopes up. I'm not sharing it.
Do you reckon Pat Shelton is still up in his tower?
I don't know, and I don't care. My colleagues in the main building are responsible for guarding the tower. I just have to watch the cell.
Yes, with remarkable success.
Do you think that's funny? Or do you fancy a new set of teeth?
Go ahead. Then the other guards will come and see that the prisoner has gone, and you'll need more than a new set of teeth. What's that sparkling in the straw over there?
Sparkling? What do you mean sparkling?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know, and I don't care.
What if it's something valuable?
Why would there be anything valuable in there?
Don't know. Maybe the prisoner hid something back there.
Right. But you keep your hands off. It's all mine. After all, I'm the one responsible for this cell. Gold! It's gold! Maybe I'll find some more. Yes, there must be more here.
Well then, have fun rummaging through all that moldy straw. I hope he won't be too disappointed when he realizes there's nothing there but creepy crawlies. The straw has his undivided attention right now, and I'd like to keep it that way. I'm going to trigger the alarm. If I'm lucky, that will lure the guards out of the main building, and then Nina and I can make it to the tower without getting caught.
Did you just do that?
Yes. My father always said if you mess up, you have to face the consequences. Just look at it as a unique opportunity to face up to your problems.
What's going on here?
Well, it's not really what it looks like.
What are you doing in the cell? And where's the prisoner?
It's a long story.
And what about those gold coins you've got in your hand?
That should keep those two busy. And with any luck, the guards from the tower should already be on their way here too. I'll just go and let Nina know. If there's any chance of stopping Shelton, now is the time to try.
We made it this far. Now you need to get all the way to the top.
Me? And what will you be doing? Organizing a coffee party?
Sure, with the guards. Somebody has to watch your back after all.
You're going back out there?
It won't be long before they realize you're gone, and that I'm not as dead as they think, maybe. When that happens, there'll be quite an uproar here.
But what are you going to do? Run around in circles and hope they don't catch you?
I don't know. I'll think of something.
Max?
Yes?
Take care. Remember what you promised. If anyone gets to kill you, it will be me.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. You'll get to exercise that right someday. Actually, I'm more worried about you right now. There could be guards in the tower. Pat Shelton is definitely there. And even if the place were deserted, I'd have no idea how we can stop the disaster from happening.
Just leave that to me. I've got an idea.
Really? What idea?
I don't have time to explain. And not the slightest notion what this idea really involves.
Yes, you're right. We should hurry. Here's some stuff I found. Maybe you'll find a use for some of it.
Thanks. Be careful. I'd like to see you again.
Same here. You be careful.